Hello guys, this is onlyabidoang and today I'm going to show you 10 features in The Sims 4 that you might not know exist. This consists of features you might not expect, cheats you don't know that are accessible, and tricks that might make the gameplay easier. Let's get to the first one. There's the return of the grilled cheese aspiration. Yep, you heard me right. This aspiration is making a comeback. But unfortunately, it's hidden and you can't access it right away. To gain access to it, you have to eat 3 plates of grilled cheese in a row. You will know that you have unlocked it after the notification appears. After that, you can have the aspiration which will appear in the food category. Though it sounds simple, some of the goals are really complex in the end, such as talk about grilled cheese with the Grim Reaper or eat grilled cheese in space. After you completed the aspiration, you will gain 2 new abilities. First, you can paint grilled cheese themed painting. The result will vary. You can also summon a plate of grilled cheese whenever you want and as much as you like. Do pay attention on your current emotion, as summoning a grilled cheese while being in a negative mood will result in a spoiled grilled cheese. While in buy mode, if you're currently moving an object, press the... what is the name of it? Okay, I'll just show it myself. Yeah, you press this key right here. What's the name? Brackets. And the other one right next to the one. Yeah, this one. If you press the right bracket, the object you are currently moving will be enlarged. While if you press the left bracket, the object will be shrunk. You can enlarge any objects you want, from toys, furnitures, electronics, decor, anything, and the limits are endless, really. I can even make this toilet as big as the neighborhood itself. Some resized objects can still even be interacted. Yeah, with this trick, if you use it cleverly, the objects can even be used to really spice up your lot. Another helpful trick in buy mode is that if you press and hold the Alt key while moving an object, you can place the object without having them locked into the grid. Life-changing, I know. This also works on objects that are attached to walls. Also, if you rotate objects while also pressing Alt, instead of 8 directions, the object can be rotated on any directions. Another thing is that if you type in the cheat bb.moveObjects on, and then while holding an object you hold down Alt plus 9 or Alt plus 0, you can even adjust the object's height. Now you can make those bunk beds you always wanted. A cowplant is a carnivorous plant that looks like a cow. To be able to plant it, you have to find a cowberry. There are 2 ways of obtaining it as far as I know, which is by grafting plants or by fishing from a particular place. To obtain it from grafting, you have to be at least level 5 in gardening skills. Then graft a snapdragon plant and strawberry plant by taking a cutting of one of the plants and graft it to the other in order to create a spliced plant that once matured will produce both strawberry, snapdragon, and dragon fruit. After that, plant the dragon fruit so you can take a cutting off of it and graft it to another snapdragon plant, which will create a spliced plant that produces both snapdragon, dragon fruit, and cowberry. The other method is by fishing, which is the easiest one in my opinion. You have to fish either at this very spot at the Oasis Springs Park, in the Forgotten Grotto Secret World, or in the Sylvan Glades Secret World. If you're lucky, you'll get a cowberry. Plant it on the ground and take care of it like how you treat other plants until it grows to adulthood. First, you can feed the cowplant so it won't eat people. You can also pet the cowplant or play with it. Finally, if not fed for about 12 hours, it will stick its cake tongue to lure Sims in. If someone tries to grab the cake, the cowplant will lure them to their demise and finally make them its meal. On the first try, the cowplant will always vomit them out. The victim will have their hygiene emptied and obtain the drained moodlet. You can now milk the cowplant to obtain a glass of the victim's essence, in which if drunk, will give the sim a corresponding emotion the previous victim had for 12 hours. If sims who still have the drained moodlet attempt to grab the cake again, they will be devoured for sure now. Ghosts that died from the cowplant have a special ability that allows them to decay plants if they are in a bad mood. You can also milk the cowplant after this, but they will now yield the victim's life essence. If drunk, the sim's age will be prolonged for several days. Note that if you still haven't fed it for a long time after it sticks its tongue out, it will die. If you have a mod that allows you to see a sim's hidden traits, you might see the dominant hand trait, either right-handed or left-handed. Dominant hand traits are assigned randomly to each sims created and you cannot pick which one. Also, right-handed sims are more common than left-handed sims. Sims will always use their corresponding dominant hand on some interactions. But after I tested this feature further, there are still a lot of interactions that ignores this, such as writing, painting, eating on the table, etc. If you activate the testing cheats on cheat and then shift plus left click on an object, there's an option called set as head. If you choose it, it will literally make that object as the current sim's head. The size will be different from the ordinary object. Some stay the same size, some will be shrunk, and others will be enlarged. To delete the object, just shift plus left click on the object and then choose destroy object. Even if you set them as your head, the object can still be used by other sims. Here are some crazy things you could do with this cheat. If you leave a pile of trash on the ground for too long, it will turn into a plant called trash plant. You can take care of this plant like how you will take care of any other plants, and once it matures, it will bear a fruit that looks like a small trash bag called trash fruit, which, surprisingly enough, is edible. The sim won't have any negative side effect or anything weird after eating the fruit. They even get the same moodlet as the one after you eat other harvestables. Also, sims will get uncomfortable if they are near the plants. There's the find a pen pal interaction when you click on a computer. The sim will put out a post in the internet and they will have to wait for a while until someone responds. If you get a response after checking it again, a notification will appear informing you about where the responder is coming from. You can then write to your pen pal and do this over and over again after getting replies. After a while, an option called Ask for Postcard will appear. Your sim will begin writing to them. After that, there's a chance that you will receive a postcard in the mail on the next day. You can then hang them on the wall or buy a postcard corkboard to hang them there. There are 14 different postcards from different locations. The common ones are Sunset Valley, Twinbrook, Lucky Palms, Appaloosa Plains, Moonlight Falls, Riverview, Bridgeport, and Little Haven. The uncommon ones are Chumpless Sims, Midnight Hollow, Barnacle Bay, and Lunar Lakes. The rare ones are Isla Paradiso and Dragon Valley. Rarer postcards might need you to write an S several times to your pen pal to increase the chance of getting them. All of the locations, except Little Haven, are references from the Sims 3 locations. Also, they have the inspired emotional aura. If you already collect them all, you will be awarded with the My Pen Pal Pal Plague. You can actually build on the secret vaults with cheats. First of all, you might be thinking that I'll explain about the secret vaults in this video, but I already made a video about them. You can check it out in the end of this video. Now let's get back on track. First, you have to go to the secret vault of your choice. Then type in this cheat, bb.enableFreeBuild. You can now see that the build mode button is no longer grayed out. When you go to the build mode, you'll notice that the size of the lot in Sylvan Glades and Forgotten Grotto are quite small, 10 by 15 to be exact. While the one in Planet Zigzam is a bit bigger, with 20 by 20 in size. The lot in the Deep Woods is much bigger, 30 by 20 to be exact, because there's already the Hermit's house there. Well, I mean, it's better than nothing. Now you can finally build wonderful buildings in there, like this masterpiece I just made, or this wonderful creation I also made, or even this ugly building that is definitely not built by me. Tired of clicking on a particular object one by one to fulfill your Sim's specific needs on your full house family? Now worry not, because there's this life-changing feature called Auto-Solve. Go to one of the needs you want to fulfill and then left-click on their icon. The sim will then do the interaction that will fulfill the need if the appropriate objects are present on the lot. Sometimes the interaction isn't really the best solution, such as a sim will start taking a nap or drinking coffee when you auto-solve the energy need instead of sleeping on a bed like a goddamn normal person. Sorry, I just blew a fuse because it's a bit irritating. But yeah, at least now you know a feature that might simplify your game a little bit. thanks for watching guys, and oh yeah, I have a special announcement. I have a Discord server now where you can join in to have a chat with other people here or me, if I'm available, or give me some ideas. I might also ask for your opinions or maybe even some polls for upcoming videos. It's still a new server, so yeah, just join in and have some fun. Thank you guys and see you later.